Right, today is Friday. In the past 2, 3 weeks, we've veered off course a bit. Remember, we set Friday aside to find out what young people are doing, what young people are doing. And so we are going on track again. But we are already in some kind of holiday mode. Okay, Christmas is just around the corner. My guest here is like a daughter to me. So I can tell her, Tumishi, on your mic. You get the joke. Off your mic. Tumishi Mafe is a 16-year-old that I've been monitoring. And just last week, she did something. She will tell you what she did. But for a 16-year-old who just about finished school, I thought that there was a need to find out and highlight what she's doing. But before I do that, I got a bill to pay. Is that right? So right. You can put your finger down now. Zainab's finger always goes up when it's time.
Because I'm always at alert.
When it's money time, his fingers will go up. So we'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Tumishi, Mafe and I will have a very nice discussion for about 30 minutes, which I'm sure you'll find very interesting. So don't go away.
Don't touch that dial. Daily Digest returns in a moment.
Yeah, you're welcome back to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, and I have Tumishi Mafe. Tumishi, good morning. How are you? What happened? Yeah, you're welcome back to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. Now I'm hearing myself again. I have Tumishi Mafe. Tumishi, good morning. How are you? What happened? Yeah, you're welcome back to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. Now I'm hearing myself again. I have Tumishi Mafe. Tumishi,
All right.
Okay, we have a technical issue we have to resolve, so just give us about 5 minutes, okay? We'll be right back. What happened? Yeah, testing. This is all right. These things always, they always show up on you. It's had something to do with Skype and whatever, but we sorted it out. So, Tumisha, good morning. How are you?
Morning, sir.
Morning. I can't hear you loud and clear.
Morning, sir.
Morning. That's good. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Now, can you tell me what exactly was it that you did last Saturday? It was your own idea from the onset, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and I know that you wanted to get me involved, but I took a backseat. I wanted to see how far you could go on your own.
Yes.
So how did the idea come to you? Tell me.
Okay, so I think it was like 2 months ago,
Yes.
I think my mom got a new driver, so she followed him to his house.
Mhm.
Then I noticed how like the children, around this house were like living and everything, and it came to my mind that okay, why exactly is it that okay, nobody really wants to solve this issue of poverty in our community? Because like you can just like throw a stone outside and to reach like someone that is suffering. Because like
Yes.
they are like around us, they are like everywhere. So like I was like, okay, probably I should gather some people, then we could like talk about it and find ways we can probably like solve this by like feeding these children and also the people in the community. So on
Really?
Saturday, yes, sir. So on Saturday we
Who are we now?
okay, me and my board of advisors.
You have a board of advisors.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
But
that
I-
well organized.
Yes, sir.
How many are they?
They are I think I'm standing. They're like 4
4,
plus me. It makes it 5
5.
that are doing everything.
You set up a foundation. Is that what you're telling me?
We are setting it up.
You're setting it up.
currently.
But,
We've
okay.
we've not registered it yet.
But you want to register it with the board of advisors.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to have trustees too?
Yes.
Yes. Or the board of
Definitely.
advisors will also pass for trustees.
Yes, sir.
Really? You thought that out at 16?
Yes, sir.
It's impressive.
I did a business plan of like what exactly like the goals for the. I can't exactly say the name.
You did a business
on
plan.
air. Yes.
What
sir.
were the goals?
To provide nourishing food for children, starting from children.
Okay.
Then we'll start feeding like women, men in the community. Then it will be a monthly thing at first. Am I?
Yeah, go on.
It
Yes.
will be a monthly thing at first. Then later on, it will now be a thing where we could be feeding people weekly, then probably daily. Probably, I think everyone is familiar with like the way there'll be like a building, then like probably like people could come there, get like free food and everything, eats and go. Then probably from there to end up being a shelter for people. That's like
Wow.
vision for it.
That's the vision you have for it.
Yes, sir.
Of course, there are so many things that are going to be involved in this project. But you thought out the projects, and you took off.
Yes, sir.
Were you able to feed some people?
Oh, our target was 100 people, and we were able to
Yes.
feed 100. Well, let's say 95 children. Then like some women, like were like 5 women that.
There were 95 children that turned up.
Yes.
Did they look undernourished to you?
Yes, they did. They did.
Oh my
And
God.
I think one thing that caught me the
Yes.
most when we were feeding them was the fact that these children, like, it's normal to see children like this. It has already become like the norm. Like
To
this-
see undernourished
it's
children.
So like it didn't really feel so fascinating seeing them, but like I felt good like feeding them and everything. And they were really grateful, and their morals were really good because like, they were like coming up to me and they were like thank you, and they were like do their courtesy.
You
and
got you
everything.
excited.
Yes.
Did they, from your experience with them, did they did they call you aside for anything extra or something, anything like that?
No,
Or they were just glad that you showed up with food?
they were glad that I showed up with food. They didn't-
And you're sure that each person got one, not more than one pack?
Well, sure.
The food was,
It was in an orderly manner. They were in a line. So
yes.
It was in an orderly manner. So everybody takes their food and leaves.
So the next one you're going to have, is it going to be the same set of children? Did you get their records? Did you record their names and stuff like that? Or is it any 95 or 100 that turn up?
Any 95 or 100
That turn up. But are you going to be going to the same community?
Right now, we're going to be focusing on the same community.
So you have adopted that community,
yes, sir.
and they are going to be feeding them once every what now? Every week, every month?
Every month, as for
Every
now.
month.
Yes.
So where's the money coming from? Not your pocket money, obviously.
Currently, it's our board of advisors that add their own money.
Okay.
But when we are registered as an organization, that's when we start receiving donations.
But I don't need to wait for that. I can donate to your next feeding program.
No,
You won't take money from me.
because we're not yet registered, so we don't even have an
You don't
account
even-
for the organization yet.
But can I give you in goods? Can I buy like a bag of, what did you serve them? Was it rice?
We serve them jollof rice and chicken.
Jollof rice. So okay, can I give you a bag of rice?
Okay,
Or you are reluctant to even take that?
in a way I am.
In a way you are okay, so I won't put pressure under you. But what you have done now is very, very significant and gives me hope that amongst young people we have strong principled Nigerians. Just this little thing that you have done now is very, very touching. He said, no, we can't take your money, we haven't registered yet, and so on and so forth. And that's in spite of, I'm your big uncle, but you said, no, I should hold on to my money, I should hold on to my bag of rice, I should hold on to my kitchen. Can I donate my car for you to move the things? You don't even want that too. But I understand, to me, you're a very principled person, and that's quite important. That's nice. So so now it's just the board of trustees that put the money together for you know,
Yes,
for it. Any money from you too, a little of your pocket money.
I don't have any money.
You don't have
I don't have any money.
Now, is it something you'd always thought of, or it just occurred to you?
No, I've always thought of it, but the solution never came to my mind.
Okay.
Because I never really, I knew that these children needed to be fed, but I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't know how to think about it. So I think I had enough free time during the quarantine.
Yes.
To think about different problems Nigeria is facing currently. And I said, okay, probably we should just feed these children. I mean, and I have this thought in my mind that okay, we always want to enforce laws, we always want to enforce principles on people, but I feel like if you feed someone, they will listen to you.
Yeah, I mean, if people are not hungry,
Exactly.
they'll be of a better temperament.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree with you. Can I ask you, even though you're 16, you talked about the problems of Nigeria. What do you think is the main problem of this country? What do you think?
I would say corruption.
You reckon? Would it be corruption, or would it be the fact that a lot of our leaders are not well grounded? They're not well grounded educationally, they're not well grounded in principle. I mean, look at you now. You know, you're going to go down in record as the first Nigerian I'm going to ask to give a donation. I will turn it down. Not because you don't like my face, not because for any other reason, but for the fact that you're saying that, look, even if I give you the money, some other Nigerians, bring it in cash, bring it, you know. But she said, no, even for me to bring a bag of rice, that shows that it's very, very strong principles, but a lot of our leaders don't have that. You know, I'm quite proud of you for what you just did. How do you think we can solve this problem? Let me ask you. You just might come up with something. Yes, corruption, yes. You think we should throw everybody in jail?
No. I feel like I think it's the judiciary arm that
Yes.
is responsible for these laws and everything.
Yeah.
I feel like if they could fix them, just fix them,
Well, they're Nigerians,
judges
and
everything.
yeah, but they're Nigerians, and you do find that at that level also, there's a whole load of corruption.
That's
So
the
where
thing.
do
If
we
we
start
can,
from?
If we can try making laws that's all okay, everything aligns with each other.
Mm.
The executive, if the executive can execute
The funny
these
thing is,
laws
we have
properly.
these laws, but people just don't want to enforce them. Should we run to the church and ask the pastors to see if they can help us? Why did you say no?
Because praying without action isn't going to do anything.
I like that phrase. Praying without action is not going to do anything. Let me ask you, you're a promising person and we need to keep our eyes on you very, very well. What do you plan to do when you finally... You finish your O-levels, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
What are you likely to study in university?
I don't know yet.
Are you? But do you ever see yourself in public office, in politics or anything?
Yeah, in politics, yes, definitely.
Really?
Yes.
You want to become the first female president?
Yes.
To Michelle Harris. So you're sure you want to go into politics?
Yes.
But people say that politics is a dirty game, and so on and so forth.
Dirty, but some people can clean it.
It's a good spirit, though. I must say that having you in the studio today, and I'm not being patronizing. I'm sure you know me very well. I'm not being patronizing. It gives me hope that there's some future somewhere, if we can harness it for Nigeria. I remember when I was doing programs in Classic FM. I did bring some young people too, and quite a number of them I remember. I think you also came.
Yes, me.
Yeah, yes, and some other people, yes. And it gives me a lot of promise, and a lot of hope. You can join us on 0700-993-993-993. We're live on Facebook, and we're live on YouTube. You can also watch us there. And you can tweet at Nigeria Info FM and tag along at Jimi Disu.
Okay. You also have a hashtag to join.
You also have a hashtag.
Yes, that's Nigeria.
What is a hashtag?
Nigeria Info DD.
You know I'm old school, so tell me, what is a hashtag?
Uncle Jimmy, do you want me to say that really?
Yes, I don't understand.
Okay.
What's a hashtag? Tumiche, do you know what a hashtag is?
I can't explain it, but like...
You can't explain it, but you know it.
Yes.
Okay, so
So it helps you to trail your conversation. Like, for instance, now this is this is Daily Digest.
Yes.
And we have Nigeria Info DD.
Yes.
So the DD is Daily Digest. So when
So the
people
hashtag
tweet,
is what now?
That's what I'm explaining. So it helps you to trail your conversation.
Okay, so what is the hashtag? The
contributing
hashtag now is not hashtag DD.
to Nigeria
I like
Info
that
DD.
one. Hashtag DD. Why did you use my initials hashtag JD instead of DD?
It's
I'm
the
protesting.
It's the brand itself, Nigeria
Of
Info.
course, I know what a
and
hashtag
DD.
is. I just wanted to. Okay, it's the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN. I have Tumishe Mafe in the studio, and we've been having the conversation for the past 30 minutes. Let me see if I can take a first call.
Okay.
Hello, morning. Hello? Morning.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning, Uncle Jimmy. This is Dami from Lekki Phase 1.
Morning, Mr. Dami from Lekki Phase 1. How are you?
Very well, good.
Do you know the hashtag?
Hashtag DD, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Nigeria Info DD.
Yeah, Nigeria
let's go.
DD.
Let's go.
Yeah,
yes.
so, just to appreciate the young lady in the studio and to just give her spirit and to just let her know that, what she's doing is good and to just encourage her, basically, because I've seen people who started this and along the line couldn't keep up because of certain things, and certain anomalies happening in the society that couldn't just make them go on with the old dream. I just wanted to, keep on going and keep on being focused.
Okay.
Because challenges will come, you will face those kind of things. So you just have to, make sure that you know what you're doing, you know where you're heading to. And yeah, just pray along with it. I'm sure that it's going to come out good. I'm very, very happy to hear that someone at this age 16 is doing this. I mean, I wish I could do that. I would have done that at the same age, but yeah, it's all good.
Well, you can go back now. You can go in a time machine and go back to when you were 16.
I wish, because actually I have a lot I want to correct. So
Yes.
if I the time machine now, I'll definitely go for it.
You go for it. Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
All right, sir.
Yes, okay. Let me pick another caller there. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning.
Uncle Jimmy. Yeah, my name is Femi from Surulere.
Morning, Femi from Surulere. How are you doing?
I'm very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really want to encourage the young person there. It's really very difficult, especially in this trying time, to put such an initiative together.
Yes.
And I want to say that challenges will come, surely. That's very, very true. People will come just to make up things so that they could make it political and want to claim glory and all that.
Yes.
I want to encourage that just keep it up. It's very difficult to find someone at that age to come up with this without any undertone or any form of personal thing. So keep it up. God is with you and continue. And I hope you take it to that level of desire you have so that you be able to take communities after communities out of poverty. And again, regarding what was asked initially, I believe that it is poverty of the mind that is the problem of this country.
Okay.
A lot of people think that they have money and they are not poor. Actually, it is wrong.
Yes.
Poverty of the mind is what we are having as a problem in this country.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
And I think to say, to add to what they said, I'd like to also salute your, your principles. I must say that I find it quite astonishing, but I'm happy, and it does give me hope. I'm also glad to hear that you want to go into politics at some point, and I wish you all the best. You'll be back here again, don't you think? You should be. You should be back on my program. Yes, you'll be back here again. Okay, so Tumishi, thanks very much for coming. Okay, and my regards to your family.
Thank you, sir.
So that's why we'll take a short break after that. When we come back, we'll look at one or two other issues that have happened today. Don't go away. Well, let me quickly disappoint you. There are no Arun, what's his name now? A gentleman, Arun Balogun, he didn't give us the list of those who are looking for husband and wives. So if that is what you're waiting for, you can go buy yourself some ice cream and cool off till next week. We'll take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll look at some other issues that are in the papers today. So don't go away.
Like me, looking for #1 station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
You're listening to Jimi Disu right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, you're welcome back to Daily Digest on Nigeria Info 99.3, brought to you by MTN. And remember the hashtag DD.
Nigeria Info DD.
Nigeria Info DD.
Yes.
Right. Now let's go to our weekly weekly reading from Dr. Adewale Adeyo, brought courtesy Arun Balogun's page in the Vanguard. Arun Balogun's page is an Islamic page, 2 pages actually, facing the Kaaba. So let's see what it says. It says, gratitude to Allah obliterates daily troubles. Now, like I normally do, I substitute Allah for God so that you have a clear, you don't think it's just an Islamic thing. These are things that should set us thinking. And it says here, God requests of us nothing except the constancy of thankfulness that forge our eternal gratitude to Him. Thus is gratitude the delicate necessity of the inner soul that speaks to the highest praise of God by ever saying, Almighty God, thank you. What this means is that we must find time to thank God at all times, no matter our circumstances. I'm the one saying this, is not part of what he said. That we should find time to always thank God, no matter how bad you think things are. There's always somebody that could be worse off than you. You get that, Zainab? Yeah. It's also, so we must thank God. And he says here that God expects from us nothing except the simple beauty of this daily worship that preserves us in His love and the higher elevation of hope that lent to us God's conquering sword. As our gratitude obliterates the daily troubles that torture us, so may God yield to us a balanced life of joy and unending peace. This is Dr. Adewale Adeyo. I think I'm going to have to call Mr. Arun Balogun and see if I can contact Mr. Adeyo. It would be nice to bring him to the studio. Let me tell you one of the things that has occurred to me. In the new year, we are now in 2020, right? 2021, I'm going to be focusing more on personal development. We're not going to abandon politics, but we are going to have less emphasis on politics and more on personal development that would make us a better people. I think once we can get the majority of our citizens, to imbibe to imbibe the norms of good living, good governance, good neighborliness, good this and that. Maybe we would be, that would help us in choosing the appropriate leaders in 2023. So we'll be devoting setting a little time aside for that on a regular basis, and that's what brought about me reading these things. I've been looking for more philosophical statements and philosophical sayings, readings, and so on and so forth that could help develop us. Because the problem we have, the way I look at things every time I think about it, is not so much leadership. I think it is us as a people. I was joking with Zainab just now, and she was saying that she appreciates the fact that both young and old, one tries to encourage them in what they're doing. And I said that now this is the jocular part. I said Nigerians are suffering from 2 diseases. Majority of us are suffering from 2: Kenemaism and Dabintidaism. Let me qualify that. Today is Friday, so I can get away with any nonsense. Kenemaism is Kenimani. Kenimani is that selfish thought where you want to be the king of the neighborhood. You want to be the only one who has a car. You want to be the only one who has a mansion. So what do? You every effort you make, 1, to make sure that you own these things, but 2, that those around you don't. It's a Nigerian phenomenon I can never explain. The same thing happens. You want there are laws, you want to show off that these laws don't apply to you, that you're a special person. Then you have this spirit of, if only Mama could see me now. You're the first person to make a break in your village, and therefore, that's why. So, what do you have sometimes? You find somebody driving what they call a Jeep, it's an SUV, but everything. People forget that Jeep is brand name, SUV. And he parks in the middle of the road to talk to his brother across, and people are horning behind him, and he couldn't be bothered. These are the kind of things we need to get rid of. Dabintidaism is even worse. Dabintidaism is also coined from a Yoruba word, dabintida. Dabintida means, I'm sure some people are laughing at home right now. Dabintida means that you find yourself probably frustrated and in a very bad situation. Rather than concentrate on finding a way out of that, you prefer to bring everybody down with you. And there is a lot of that. You can see a lot of that in the social media. You can see a lot of that in the behavior of our people. Some people are hell-bent on destroying this country just because they think the country is not working. And that's a wrong thought to have. Some people just want to break this country, burn the country down. That if I can't make a headway in this country, nobody will. And I don't think in any of our religious houses, and even in the ethics that we are taught at school and at home, I don't think that is the right attitude to have. These are some of the ills that we must fight. We must fight as a people to make sure it's so. You find that in other communities, everybody, you want everybody to be almost like at least on an equal footing. But not in Nigeria. You want to be the only one who has a generator, who can now, in your benevolence, you can now supply light to other people in your neighborhood.
Or people will come and charge.
Or you want to be the only one who you can now put a couple of taps and sink a borehole in front of your house. So, and then from your balcony, you can stand there and be thanking God and seeing the hundreds of people fighting with buckets in front of your house. These habits we have to get out of our system. And Nigeria was never like this. I stand to be corrected. Nigeria was never like this. We will always have neighbors keepers. Even those who are involved in charity work in Nigeria today, majority of them want to make so much noise about it. So much noise about it. So, back to what I was saying, Dabintidaism, and what was the other one now? Kenimaism. Kenimani means that I want to be the only one who has something in I want to be the only one who drives a Jaguar. I want to be the only one who drives an exotic car. Nobody else. Yes. Let me, wait 1 second. Okay. I tell you a joke. Sorry, Zainab. 1 second. I tell you a joke. One day I was traveling with somebody and we both came into Muritala Mohammed. He's an elite. He's a big guy. If I mention his name now, the whole state will be thrown into confusion, but I won't mention his name. And the guy, of course, came first class. Me, I came with the leg jegede. I came with the and as my pocket rich. So when we got to the airport, we were now waiting for our luggage. And in the process, we got talking, and he said, "This is a well-educated elite, well-educated. If I mention his name now, the whole town goes scatter." And he said, "Well, Jimmy, I don't even think I want to be traveling this first class again." I said, why? He said, look at now, we are all now on a common front, waiting for luggage. I think he would have preferred if they put them aside. On some pedestal, you can look at them from up and see the fortunate one. He said, besides, he now said this in Yoruba, when you even travel first class, how many people see you? When I say it in English, it looks so ordinary. But when I say it in Yoruba, I said, and it wasn't lost on me. Now, this is a 20-year-old experience that I still remember vividly. As I'm saying, I'm seeing the video being played back in front of me. So the whole idea of traveling first class for this gentleman is so that he can be seen. And that since, according to him, we are all now waiting for our luggage and we are all on common ground and so on and so on. How many people actually see you? He's doing it. That is the kind of thinking that we have.
Sure.
And it is not, I repeat, it is not going to help us as a people. It is not going to help us as a people. So if you've been having such thoughts, I would plead with you to do a rethink. Do a rethink about this. I take one or two phone calls, especially on this Kenimaniism and Dabi. Do I have a phone call? Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
This is Kelvin.
Kelvin, morning. How are you?
Yeah, good morning. I'm fine.
This
Yo,
baritone now.
Hello?
Hello, go on, please.
Yes, quick one. This issue that you're discussing in the studio. To be honest with you, this thing, a lot of guys, they buy a lot of expensive things to show off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they get all these things, we are talking about insecurities and things that are making a lot of boys do something that they shouldn't do or they shouldn't go into.
Yeah.
When they are feeling intimidated. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you that is buying all these things, living all this kind of large life, you bring out some huge amount of money, go to a canteen, you buy somebody is earning 30,000 and you use 35,000 to eat a meal. As in, you get what I mean? And they are watching you. You get. You fly in a first class and you have a jet, you live it, and what do you expect them to do? Most of them, let's be honest, most of them don't want to do all these bad things.
Okay.
I
but
they have been, yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Sorry, when you do call in, please remember that you have just a minute. But your point is valid. What you're saying, in essence, can be summarized in just one sentence. You're setting a bad example for others to follow. Okay? Now, hello. No, I can't take any more calls. I need to read this story. It's very important. Now, I want to read this story from The Punch and leave you, the listener, to judge. Okay? So sit back and listen carefully. I'm not going to make any comment. Not one comment will I make, but I want to call your attention to this story. This story is in the Metro section of The Punch. And it says, female soldier slaps man on crutches for scolding her child. That a female soldier slapped a man on crutches for scolding her child. And the story is written by Luatosin Omoju Igbe. It says, a physically challenged man, Adedeji Abolaji, has accused a female soldier of allegedly assaulting him for scolding her own son in the Mokola area of Ibadan in Oyo State. So what he's saying here is that the soldier identified as Maman H, he was trying to correct the son. What did the son do? Let's say it. It says the soldier identified as Maman H and attached to the Letmore barracks in a video that went viral on Thursday was seen slapping Abolade, who was on crutches. That is, this female soldier was slapping Abolade. And Punch learned that Abolade had scolded Maman's 4-year-old son on Wednesday for attempting to cross the expressway alone. Now, in case you are wondering what the word scolded means, don't need to insult anybody. I just want to clear that. Scolding means verbal. Okay, it didn't say he beat the child. It was scolding that, as a 4-year-old, why would you want to cross the express alone? Abolade, who spoke to our correspondent, said Maman and some other people on Thursday waylaid and beat him for scolding the boy. He said, on Wednesday when I was taking my children to school, a child jumped on the expressway to cross the road. Luckily, I was not speeding, so I came out and asked around who the mother of the boy was. No one answered until one guy said he knew his mother, but we didn't see her. I warned the boy not to cross the road alone again. Okay? Then this morning, that is on Thursday, around 7:30 a.m., when I was taking my children to school, the soldier and 5 other people waylaid my vehicle. When I got to the area, she dragged me out of the car. This man is on crutches and started beating me. As they were beating me, I was shouting for help, and when they got to a stage, people took me from her, and I was able to take my children to school. As if that wasn't enough, he says, on my way back, she was now fully kitted in her uniform. Immediately she sighted me, she started beating me again. I told my daughter to start recording. The other people wanted to join in beating me, but when they saw that they were being recorded, they dragged her from there. The victim said he was ill before the attack, adding that the assault worsened his health condition. He noted that when he attempted to report the matter at the Mokola police station, he was referred to the military police. The Punch is now quoting him as saying, I went to the Letmore barracks where she was attached to, and the person I met at the gate identified her. But when we got to the military police unit inside the barracks, one Balogun made me walk several kilometers in the name of looking for the soldier and later claimed she was an unknown soldier. Nine do. And he says, I want justice to be served because I'm in serious pain. I have been to the hospital to get treated. Now, the story continues. It says that the public relations officer of the 2nd Division, Colonel Hassan Mohammed, when contacted by Punch Metro, refused to comment on the matter, saying our correspondent did not witness the incident. Any well-grounded PRO will know that when you refuse to comment on the matter, you aggravate it. So I'm sorry to say, I don't think this man, anybody who is in charge of public relations knows that a no comment on any matter aggravates the matter because it leaves it to different kinds of interpretation. If you had as much as said that, okay, can you give me time to come back with the problem and take time to organize an answer? Yes. But to say no comment and then argue that our correspondent did not witness the incident, and that's not enough for him not to want to comment on it. But he said, you are not in Ibadan. How did you know it happened in Ibadan? People cook stories. This is a social media era. It's not something I can work on. If you're an eyewitness, it's a different case. Anybody can claim a victim. Call the eyewitness of this case and let him come and see me in the office. Who is the eyewitness who will now go to the police army barracks to go and say I've witnessed the situation? We'd like to call on the army authorities to please investigate this matter. It is a very serious matter and the image of the army is at stake. This idea where we perceive that soldiers who are paid to protect us see us as bloody civilians that can be kicked around at will is not going to help matters. In the course of its duty, the army needs the cooperation of the populace. And that's why in all the various challenges we have, you'll find that people keep saying the word from the soldiers is, oh, we are not getting enough cooperation from the civilians. I think I hope this story is not true, because if it is true, then we have this woman, whoever she is, has a real problem on her hands, and I don't think the army would want to shield and protect, a soldier who is involved in things like this. It says here, for example, he scolded the child for not crossing the express. Back in the day, back in the 60s and 70s, you could almost even give the guy a nice smack on the bum. Go back. Go back home. And the parents will come and even thank you for doing that. There are many things the army needs to look into. How a soldier who has gone through military training of that sort, a mother for that matter, would allow a 4-year-old child cross an express if it is true. Then the issue of this, from the story we get, he was first of all waylaid and beaten up. Then she came back again in army uniform, which means that was predetermined in the afternoon to beat him up. All these stories are still in speculation until the army investigates and confirms this incident. I'll tell Mr. Balade to please go get a very good lawyer. Okay, go get a very good lawyer who can take his case up from here. Because according to him, he was ill before the attack and that the assault has worsened his health. He was on crutches. How do you beat a man who is on crutches? I honestly don't know. And if he reported at the Mokola police station, why would they refer him to the military police? He's not a soldier. It's the police that would have taken up the matter, I think, to the best of my knowledge. I wish I could put a call through to someone like Libros. I don't know if he's listening. But it is the police who should have taken the matter up with the military authorities. So this aspect too, but he says that when he went to the Letmore barracks where she was, and he identified her, the police inside made him walk several kilometers. This is what, when Yoruba say that they send you to go get something they call a rodon. You keep going from one place to the other. So that is the story. I'm going to open up our lines. I'll just take 2 comments, and please let's get emotional. Let's look at this thing from a practical standpoint. I'm not commenting on the issue, not just yet, until I have a clearer picture. Let me pick that call, please. Hello, good morning. Hello, morning. Hello, morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
My name is Darius Ola. I'm calling from Ogba.
Yes, sir. Please go on.
In Nigeria, we see other nations of the world where people love the military, and I don't want to cast aspersions on our own military.
Mm-hmm.
You see, people want to pay for their stuff, and abroad they want to pay for their coffee. They want to pay for they want them to have priority treatment in the airport and all that. But we are still battling with a whole lot of military reign baggage.
Yes.
I need to be very candid, but I think there's a whole set of military people that did not maybe enjoy military rule when the Abachas and the Babangidas were in office. Maybe after that, we may have a whole new orientation about how we, the civilians, even view the military. Some of them in the military now are still basking in the euphoria of military rule. Some of them in the military now. If you see even young boys in the military, when they are, part of their training is, maybe you saw a video some time ago where some blocked the road and were making noise and saying, who born now? Who blocked the road? These are new boys just coming into the military.
Mm-hmm.
But for us to be able to be amenable with the military, I think there has to be a set.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, look, I think that this is actually a product of military rule in the past, where the training was that deal with the bloody. It's the same problem we have with the police. The police was structured to deal and beat the natives into submission, which is what we now have with military rule. You guys are even lucky. In those days, I remember when Colonel Taffa was brought to control traffic. He showed up everywhere with Koboko. All the soldiers showed up with Koboko. They whipped everybody into line. He got so bad. I think even Fela, he waxed the record. Let me see if I can clear my throat and sing. Should I sing?
Please sing.
Etobala gidi, pam pam panana pam. Soja ase ero, wagba eleti, wagba enimu, wagba eloju, koto wa yobo si e. Agidi ya wole. Those are cool. You guys, in the days of the military, it wasn't impossible for you to see one or two people frog jumping. Ironically, my primary school was in a military compound, so I got quite used to that. But back in the day, yeah. But so you still find, and I think that the training, even though it's supposed to harden them, because look, let me be honest with you, it's not easy for you to train a man to carry a gun, go to the war front, knowing that he's going to be shot at, and so it's not likely to happen. Usually, in most countries, they keep the military away from where the ordinary civilians are. I'm not going to use the word bloody civilians, but don't worry. What you should do, please, all of you should remind me any day Captain Blade is here. I need to take this issue up with him. This is where I have to run away. I have just 2 more minutes. I'd like to tell you tomorrow I'm going to have Dr. Ayeni. Dr. Ayeni is a doctor of close to about 30-something to 40 years experience. And the question I'm going to ask him, only one question, maybe the tomorrow's discourse will take 5 minutes, is at 8 o'clock in the morning. Should I take the vaccine? It's not as if we have the vaccine here or we don't have it here but even when it does come, or if it should, or if it does, let us use the word if, not when. But is it safe to take a vaccine under this circumstance? It's a matter of choice, really, to be honest with you. But let's hear what the doctor says, if it is safe to take this COVID vaccine, because I know very soon it will hit the black market. If you go to some black market spots very soon, any time from now, you most likely will be able to get something close to it. Now, that's a joke. Don't take that too serious. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. I'd like to do a shout-out to my friend who just came in from Dallas, Mr. Femi Shomade, a.k.a. Lofty. Femi Shomade, I went to school with. Every time I see him, it reminds me, we were together when Fela first played Trouble Sleep Yanga Wakam. And guess what? Femi, in his excitement, upturned the round table that had drinks for about 10 people, and all the bottles came crashing down. So, Lofty, wherever you are, I hear you're listening to this program. You're welcome back to Nigeria. So that's where we're going to leave it. I'd like to thank Zainab. I'd like to thank Tumishe Mafe, the young, inspiring lady. I'd like to thank Philip. I always have to thank Philip because Philip is not only my brain box, he's my back end. If I don't thank him, I'm in trouble. Philip, I thank you. So that's all. We'll be back again tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. You don't want to miss that. Should I take the vaccine? And remember the hashtag DD.
Nigeria Info.
Oh, sorry,
DD.
Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info is
DD.
very important.
Thank you very
So,
much,
add it
Iyabeji.
to it.
I'll see you all tomorrow.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.